Hi friends, it is 2023. Now, we have been in January for 1 week, and if you're watching this video, you might be thinking, these New Year's resolutions have kind of fallen apart. So if you're thinking that, then this video is just for you because we are gonna be talking about 10 things that I do to help me meet my goals, establish my goals, make my goals, all that stuff. Anyway, but we are starting a new series, okay? And it's called Green Smoothie Talks. A lot of people do coffee talks on YouTube, but I was just like, I'm really not that much of a coffee person. My preferred caffeine of choice is matcha, but if I wanna film one of these videos at 8 p.m., then I'm stuck. So I figured green smoothies are the way to go. Also, if you can hear my dog walking around, his claws are very loud. So, sorry. So we're gonna get started with our green smoothie really fast and then we'll get right into the goals. We are gonna start with 1 cup of water. I'm gonna try and make a new green smoothie recipe every time we do one of these videos. Don't hold me to it. So this is just like a very basic recipe that I think is delicious. Have it all the time, it's wonderful. And this is 1 cup of kale, and then it's about a handful of spinach leaves in there too, just for good measure. And then to our blender, we are also going to add 1 small to medium-sized banana. This is our natural sweetness in our smoothie. In it goes. And now for our healthy, fiber, we're also gonna have about 2 teaspoons of chia seeds. These are wonderful, and if you're thinking, wow, seeds in a smoothie, you can't even taste them. We're also gonna add half an avocado. Makes it so nice and creamy. Yay, in it goes. Maybe, possibly, in it goes. There we go. And then for some protein, we have half a cup of Greek yogurt right here. Wow, this kale really took up a lot of space. I didn't rip it into as small a shreds as I usually do. And then you can do fresh ginger here if you want, or you can just omit this completely, but we don't have any fresh ginger, so I'm just gonna use a few shakes of just some ground ginger just to, keep everything together. So as we chit chat, please feel free to blend this smoothie if you want for yourself. Try it out maybe tomorrow. So now we're gonna blend this smoothie right up and then we'll get to talking. Now if you're wondering if this tastes like a salad, it definitely doesn't. And feel free to use frozen bananas, frozen spinach, frozen kale, whatever it is. And if you're wondering why it's in wine glasses, because I think that this ounce level is perfect for smoothies. But anyway, also it's not super cold because nothing I used was frozen, but if you want to throw in a few ice cubes, then feel free. Okay, so quick taste test. Yummy, this is delicious. So what I do for setting goals and then keeping them, by far my favorite thing is to break long-term goals into smaller increments. It just makes it way more achievable than it would be if you have this big goal that you want to hit, which is great. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so really common New Year's resolution, eat healthier, okay? So a lot of people, I'm sure right now, especially because I'm filming this on January 2nd, so I'm sure a lot of people are like, okay, I'm gonna eat healthier. And that's great, and that's a great goal, that's a great thing to set for yourself, but the issue is, what is eat healthier to you? So, you can't just say, okay, I'm gonna eat healthier and then automatically just eat a salad for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That might last a week, and then you're gonna be like, all right, wait, this isn't. So maybe instead of just being I'm gonna eat healthier, then maybe eating healthier is your goal in the long run, but then we break it into smaller increments. So maybe you're I'm gonna cook at home 3 times a week. Maybe you're I'm gonna pack my lunches every day to go to work or school or whatever it is. Maybe it's I'm gonna find a healthier breakfast option, whatever it might be. So finding these ways to baby step it to the big goal is going to be far more attainable and far more accessible than just jumping in and being okay, I'm gonna go for this certain thing right now. And then that kind of piggybacks into my second thing, which is to slowly add it in. Same thing. Another very popular New Year's resolution, working out a lot. You're I'm gonna work out every day, 7 days of the week. That's not very attainable. It's not very realistic. You have to work up to it. So slowly incorporating these goals into your life, right? Okay, so something else I do that really helps me stay motivated to hit my goals is to visualize myself when I've hit my goal. So that is really my main source of motivation that I find to hit these goals. If I have something I really want to hit, right? And then I keep visualizing myself in that position, right? Then that is my motivation for getting to there. So visualization isn't going to be for everyone. It just depends on what works for you, what works in your brain, that kind of thing. But I find that visualization really works for me and is my motivation. So if that's not something that you want, then you might have to kind of explore other things or maybe try some of these other things. But my next one would be to write your goals down, type them out somewhere that you see them. Because if you just say it in your brain and you don't like take action about it, then that kind of defeats the purpose of setting the goals in the first place. So just as a reminder for yourself to keep pushing, write it down and type it out in a place, put it where you want it, and you're gonna remember it. Helps a lot. Next thing, finding people to motivate you to achieve those goals. And it doesn't even have to be people that you know or that you've even talked to. For example, there's some people that I really like the content that they put out online. So like I'll watch their content or I'll see it across my feed and I'm like, oh yeah. I don't know if this is everyone, but for some reason for me, watching them live a healthy lifestyle, and I'm like, yes, this is great. Like, I don't know, that's just like a me thing, but it might, I don't know, it just depends. This kind of piggybacks off the last one, is to share your goals with people, whether that's posting them on your Instagram story, sharing them with your family, sharing them with your friends. And they might not, like in 6 months, they might not be like, hey, have you hit that goal? But sharing them with people, or at least for me, when I share them with people, I already am like, okay, like now people know that I want to hit this and I'm going to do it. Like that works for me, and that pressure of other people knowing it, even if they've forgotten it, but me knowing that I've told them helps me continue with that, to be like, hey, I want to hit this goal because I've told people that I want to hit this goal and I'm going to do it. Again, maybe just a me thing. And then also kind of piggybacking off what I said in like my second or third thing, would be to give yourself a statistic to hit, right? So if you want to drink more water, I want to drink 40 ounces of water a day, right? Or maybe I want to drink 20 ounces of water a day. It just depends. So maybe once you've hit 20 ounces of water for a long time, maybe you're like, now I want to hit 30 ounces of water a day. And that just keeps growing. And then every day you're making baby improvements to get yourself better and more accumulated. And then after 2 months, maybe in the first week your goal was 20 ounces, and by the end of the second month, you're already at like 40 or 50 ounces. So you already made those improvements, and instead of being like, I'm gonna drink 50 ounces of water a day and I'm gonna go, and then you get burnt out from having this really high expectation of yourself, because I've done it too. I feel like everyone, at least at some point in their life, has realized that you get disappointed and then you get disheartened and then you get burnt out and then the goal's not there anymore. So even if you hit it 2 months from now, you still hit your goal versus it falling apart because the expectations were too high and it just didn't work. Because I've done it too. There's been so many times where I've set goals that are way too high and then I haven't been able to reach it, and then you just get disappointed in yourself and then the goal flies to the side anyway. So just an idea. Thank goodness I can edit these videos. This is the sign that you're filming with everything happening. Be realistic with your goals, pick things that you can see yourself hitting. And there's nothing worse than setting really lofty, extreme goals and then not being able to hit it. It just makes you sad. So be sure that the goals that you can hit are reasonable. That one's pretty easy. If you keep your goals going forward and keep progress moving, sometimes you have to take a step back, So if you're always thinking about them and always obsessing over hitting this goal, the likelihood of you burning out is very high. Know that it's okay to not think about this goal that you have 24/7. Like, you have a life, there is a life to live, and you have to protect your energy, right? So And then last thing, goals won't always be an uphill climb. You're never going to just be able to keep growing. I mean, maybe you will, that's fabulous. But for me, I've never had a goal where I've just kept going and it's just kept positively increasing. That's just not possible. So you have to know that in life, everything is gonna be up and down and up and down. And just because you didn't hit your measurement for the day of the water you wanna drink or whatever it is, that doesn't mean your goal has failed. That doesn't mean you have failed. You just took a rest day. You just took a break. And you just have to understand with everything in life, not just with your goals, it's not always gonna work. It's not always gonna be perfect. And I think that that was a really hard lesson that I had to learn, was that not everything can be perfect, because I'm a perfectionist, if you didn't know that already. All right, so what if you're sitting here watching this video and you're like, Aidan, I don't have a goal. I don't have something that I want to improve on. I really want to have a goal, but I just can't think of one. Then maybe try like a word. So maybe for 2023, you find a word that just encompasses everything you want to be, the person you want to become in this next year. Maybe your word is joy. Maybe your word is expansion. Maybe your word is growth. I don't know, all those are options, whatever it is for you. Taking actions to meet that word, if you don't have a goal or something you wanna work towards, that's a great idea. Or if you're sitting here and watching Aidan, that was totally pointless. You just wasted all my time and I found none of these helpful, then maybe you're gonna have to look at other things. I mean, not everyone is the same. So what works for me isn't gonna work for every single person in the world. So you really just have to be okay with taking yourself on this individual journey and finding the beauty and the peace in establishing what works for you. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of fun if you want to have fun with it. And then last thing before we end this video, it's really about contentment with yourself and being happy with who you are, the person you are, and having goals and aspirations is great. But don't get too distracted or downhearted by them. At the end of the day, don't compare yourself to others, you know, because there's always people online, and you know who I'm talking about, that's like, oh, I did this, and I did this, and I drank 150,000 ounces of water today, and all I eat is kale salads every single day for lunch because I'm super healthy and I work out 7 days a week. Like, you know those people, and when you watch that stuff, sometimes it's sad, and you're like, oh, they're doing all this, and I'm doing me, and what you are and what you are doing is enough. So just being content with yourself, being happy with who you are, and that's so important. And if that's what you take away from this video, that's great. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked any of these tips, then I would encourage you to hit the like button or subscribe to my channel. And if you want to share your goals in the comment section down below, please feel free to do that. I would love to hear what you guys are working on and working towards in your lives. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next week. Bye. Mwah.